RiverCiver has been going after everyone he can since entering the DBD space in May of 2025. He's been doing nothing but making enemies by slandering others for things he's guilty of himself and accusing them of slander for exposing his actions and lies. For more information, my own videos on River's actions are in the description. Everything he's done has culminated in the threat of maliciously raiding various Discord and Twitch channels for content with Evil Shrimp, who isn't too relevant here, but a quick rundown is that Shrimp is the edgier RiverCiver, who docks Spookadukes, and the person River encouraged to dox Scott. Wanting in on the action himself, River doxed Scott to his own Discord, complete with death threats disguised as a joke.
Hey guys, Scott Jund here, and today I just wanted to talk about my home address where I live with my wife, Jennifer Jund. Did you know that one of my favorite things is when people send anthrax to my aforementioned home address? I love receiving heartfelt letters full of bacteria. I just find it so yummy. Please, please, please send me some. Also, in the spirit of harmless fun, I welcome anyone receiving this message to send SWAT to my house or come over uninvited in the middle of the night to take advantage of my sleeping wife or blow our brains out with a shotgun. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Scotty Johnson, out.
This is easily one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard. There's no joke, no punchline, and no meme. Just an AI voiceover of Scott giving his full address and asking people to do horrible things to him and his wife. According to River, though, it was only a meme.
Yeah, I did indeed post a AI meme video of the publicly available information that I didn't make.
What was the meme in the video?
It was like, my name is Scott Jund, I live here, anthrax, etc., etc. It's nothing. That's all you have, right? I'm just saying, all you have is the anthrax video. That's it? That's your gotcha? That's your smoking gun? Is that nothing meme video?
I think River is downplaying this video because he knows how bad it looks. He stated in the past that both doxing and threatening someone's wife is something that nobody deserves.
I'm pretty sure Spooks' hit pieces never led to people doxing where their daughter goes to ballet practice or threatening to his wife. It's not comparable at all, and no one deserves this.
Come over uninvited in the middle of the night to take advantage of my sleeping wife or blow our brains out.
Now that he's done exactly that, he has to say it's a joke. For those unaware, just a joke is a phrase that people use as a get-out-of-jail-free card when they back themselves into a corner after saying or doing something really, really dumb. Someone should let him know that we've moved on to saying in Minecraft to dodge accountability now. He didn't just stop there, though. River actually took it a step further by harassing Scott's mom with a voicemail calling him a predator.
Hey, is this Jund? I'm sorry. I'm sorry to reach you like this, but we have some info regarding your son Scott. We have some. Just call me back if you can. We have some info that he may be messaging minors on Discord, which is illegal under Florida law. There's no concrete proof, but yeah, I'm sorry. Call me back if you can. Like, we're starting an investigation with the Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Yeah, I'm sorry to come to you like this. That is all. Thank you.
I don't remember calling his mom, no.
Again, there's no joke, no punchline, and no meme. He's just blatantly calling Scott a predator to his mom. He can say, oh, it's just edgy words, all he wants. It doesn't change the severity of what he's done, or that he forgot to say in Minecraft. Actions do speak louder than words, and slandering someone to their mom after making death threats against them and doxing them is a genuinely evil thing to do. So is downplaying it as just a prank call to avoid responsibility. Doxing people and exposing them to potential harm is a despicable act, even if their info exists as breadcrumbs online. Putting it all together and sharing it maliciously is disgusting and inexcusable. It's also illegal under certain conditions, and I would argue those have been met. Calling someone's mom to throw around predator accusations is the vile cherry on top. These are easily and by far the worst things River has ever done online. However, I'm no lawyer, and this is no trial. Maybe we should let it go. Harassment, doxing, and death threats are pretty bad, but he did make a YouTube post about how he canceled his hate rates, so maybe we can let bygones be bygones. Spam this guy's chat. Wait, call him the N-word. Wait. Was River lying about canceling the hate raids? Personally, I think he was never genuine. River made very public plans to hate raid people. But when the day finally came, he seemingly had a moment of clarity. He announced that the raids were cancelled, because he didn't want to be hated for things that were worth criticizing, like doxing and hate rating. People received the update pretty well, surprisingly, so I guess the post was convincing. It's just a shame that he was lying. Less than a day after canceling his hate raids, River had his Discord raid random streamers. Before we get into what was said, I'd like to ask you to follow these streamers and give them some love. None of them deserved to be targeted by River and his goons, so please make sure to show them some support. Links are in the description. The raid parade started up after River goons lost to Timothy's spirit. Normally, people just get salty and move on fast. I'm well aware of this personally, but this is the RiverCiver community we're talking about. Their idea of a logical response to losing was to hate raid the person that beat them. In most servers, this would get you banned instantly, but RiverCiver actually endorses and encourages it, and is happy to watch it happen. I do think Timothy had about the best response one can have, though.
If you guys want to do this to me, so be it. We'll report you to Twitch. It'll end for you. I'll keep streaming, and you guys are gonna be sad and lonely and crying to yourself with your nasty fucking streamer that no one in this community likes because all he does is be a bitch to everyone else.
After Timothy, they moved on to a few others. They went after Crenny, who didn't really react much. I think he knew the best way to win the game was to just not play. After they got bored of him, they went to Harbinger VR and Vinegar, both of whom were quick on sub mode or banning people outright. They also tried raiding Terraformal, but they got cold feet in his chat for some reason, and avoided the slurs and grape talk they said to everyone else. Lady Ray 870 wasn't so lucky, and got the worst of it by far. One of them took up her entire chat spamming slurs, and others spammed some pretty weird stuff. They made her experience so awful that she ended up giving up stream for the night and going to bed, which honestly hurt to watch.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do the nighttime streaming, because my Twitch is getting so weird. I think we can wrap this up because, I don't know, it's getting so weird.
Please go follow Lady Ray and show her that level of vitriol is not the norm. Actually, let me change that. Please go follow everyone that River and his community targeted. None of them did anything to deserve being harassed by them. Links again are in the description. Back to River's harassment, they were not the only ones subjected to it. The day after harassing random streamers, River and his Discord had the bright idea to raid my own server. I caught it in time, so none of them really did anything, but the intent was still there. River actually tried to say nobody was raiding my server because they didn't do anything, even though I'm the reason they couldn't.
The whole villain arc thing was real. I was gonna do it, then I realized, maybe it's probably not the best idea to do this shit, So I just decided not to. Hey, look, nothing happened. Yeah, nothing happened.
Except that you're here right now because you wanted to raid my server.
Who's gonna raid the server and spam edgy memes? Who's gonna raid the server and spam edgy memes and you banned everyone? Oh my god, my feelings. Yeah, but nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Not so funny enough, one of his members did get through about an hour or two later and spam my server with gay porn. It's interesting though, because River hates people that make porn their whole personality.
So you're probably familiar with ZM Pixie. She's that one Night One trick who makes being attracted to Night, like sexually, her entire personality. I wanted to use her as an example of the mountains of degenerate art you'll see in this community, from people whose brains have just fried from how much porn they've watched and how much they've been groomed. So Twitter is basically known for weird degenerate art, so what makes this person special? Isn't she just the wholesome uwu e-girl with a high-pitched voice that makes porn her entire personality to please her degenerate Coomer echo chamber? I mean, what's wrong with that, right?
What is he doing hanging around a bunch of people that have hard drives full of gay porn? Kinda goes against everything he stands for, doesn't it? River's raid attempt on my server after he hate-rated streamers after he specifically said he wouldn't do either did lead to a 50-minute discussion between us. I've been using snippets of it throughout this video, and it was full of him denying, deflecting, and downplaying everything.
I did indeed post a AI meme video of publicly available information that I didn't make.
What was the meme in the video?
It was like, my name is Scott Jund, I live here, Anthrax, etc., etc. It's nothing.
Also, how are you going to sit there and make this whole dumbass YouTube post about, oh yeah, man, I'm not going to do this. I don't want to get into drama. I'm actually not going to raid anybody. And then you make plans 2 days later to raid me. Huh?
Plans 2 days later to raid you. You banned all the retards. Raiding is nothing. Raiding is edgy. Raiding is nothing.
Take the last night, for example, the Twitch raids and shit, when you had your whole fucking server, whoever was on the line at that time, going into chat and spamming the N-word. You're saying that you never encouraged doxing, but then you also encouraged doxing. Like, what are you talking about? You never encouraged doxing.
Are you talking about, yeah, fuck it, just do that? The cancel culture gotcha?
That's not a cancel culture gotcha, it's you encouraging doxing.
Are you talking about the slander? So you're just really, really brainwashed by slander, is that what I'm saying?
If you would like to hear that full 50-minute yap session, it'll be up in a day or two. Link will be in the description when it is. River and his community seem to have this sociopathic desire to inflict harm on whoever they can for entertainment. It's all just memes and jokes and nobody gets hurt. The thing is, they're not jokes. It's harassment, and River's own videos show that he knows this.
I'm pretty sure Spooks' hit pieces never led to people doxing where their daughter goes to ballet practice or threatening to his wife. It's not comparable at all, and no one deserves this.
Even if attempts at harassment fail, the intent still remains. Speeding and driving drunk are both crimes, whether or not you actually hurt someone. Doxing, death threats, and hate raids are awful things that nobody deserves to go through, and even if your target doesn't care, there's still awful things to do to someone. River has this very bad habit of lying and calling everything people prove against him slander. To use Scott as the most recent example, Scott called him out for encouraging Shrimp to dox Spookinjukes based on a cutout screenshot that River himself provided. River's reply was to finally provide the full screenshot and say,
So Scott took this and ran with it and somehow tried to twist it into being about Spookinjukes for some reason? Like, if anything, we were talking about you, not Spookinjukes.
This is an admission by River that he encouraged doxing, but in a later livestream, he says Scott slandered him because he was only encouraging Shrimp to make a Twitter bait account.
The worst thing I ever did in this situation was say, yeah, fuck it, just do that, to Shrimp saying he should make a Twitter bait account. That is the worst thing I've done. It's all an echo chamber.
In this screenshot, we can see River asking what Shrimp uses to dox people, and after Shrimp tells him, he says to do it. He is very clearly telling Shrimp to dox someone, not just make a Twitter account. River disproves his own lie with the very screenshot he used to explain it, but still lied about what happened anyway, to make himself look better and because he thinks people will just take his word for it. It's the same way he lied about not wanting to raid people. After making a post abandoning his villain arc plans and not raiding people, it took him less than a day to harass random streamers and less than 2 days to raid my Discord server. It's also the same way he lied about not doxing Scott and about not leaving slanderous voicemails to his mom. And of course, how can we forget when he disavowed sending your audiences after other people only to send his audience after other people.
And his fan base came in droves to send me harassment and the death threats. You know, the usual. They were sending the most copy-paste, uninteresting black and white comments while punching down with no real argument. Despite the legions of fanboys telling me, you got cooked, bro! Which happens to basically anyone he makes a slander piece on, they could never tell me why or how I actually lost and failed to make good arguments. Because they're incredibly emotional and parasocial. But like I said, we'll get into that later.
He even lied about getting death threats in that video. River has a history, an actual paper trail, of doing the most heinous thing that pops into his head, and then lying about it to save face.
You're saying that you never encourage doxing, but then you also encourage doxing. Like, what are you talking about? You never encourage doxing.
Are you talking about, yeah, fuck it, just do that? The cancel culture gotcha?
That's not a cancel culture gotcha, it's you encouraging
doxing. Are you talking about the
doxing.
slander? So you're just really, really brainwashed by slander, is that what I'm saying?
River loves to say that people slander and harass him, but the slander and harassment are just people telling him that he's wrong and pointing out the awful things that he's done. He was going to go on a quote-unquote villain arc because people don't believe his lies, such as saying Spookinjukes fans sent him death threats. If you paused to read any of that, you would know that not a single comment was harassment or a threat. People were just telling him that he was wrong, and he presented it as getting death threats. If he were actually getting death threats, it would have been very easy to just include them. So why didn't he?
No creator has full control over his fans, but you do have full control over where you send them.
Wait, did I hear River saying you can control where you send your fans? Because he's been sending his fans to harass random people on stream in smaller channels covering his very public misdeeds. I gotta admit, saying that harassment from someone's fan base is bad, but having your fan base harass others is an interesting move. Although, to his credit, River doesn't just send his fans to do his dirty work. He gets in on the harassment himself. A while back, he randomly insulted Jane in a video.
Yeah, Janes tend to kind of fall into the same sort of category as David's, where they make their entire personality porn and only play Survivor, just slightly worse. I feel like one Jane maid in particular, who I may cover in the future, is heavily weighing down her position, but even without that creature,
which led to a whole Twitter meltdown after Jane asked him to just be quiet. He couldn't handle being blocked, so he made a 20-minute cope video to cry and complain about how people blocked him on Twitter. And, to keep insulting Jane, who only wanted to be left alone.
Nowadays, she's just been rotting on Marvel Rivals, and this is what she meant when she said she was doing other things towards me, by the way. Not other things in real life, just playing Rivals with Coomer skins, because she's not allowed within 5,000 feet of a school.
And to randomly drag CM Pixie into it and call her a porn addict over liking the night too much, apparently.
So you're probably familiar with ZM Pixie. She's that one night one trick who makes being attracted to night, like sexually, her entire personality. I wanted to use her as an example of the mountains of degenerate art you'll see in this community, from people whose brains have just fried from how much porn they've watched and how much they've been groomed. So Twitter is basically known for weird degenerate art, so what makes this person special? Isn't she just the wholesome uwu e-girl with a high-pitched voice that makes porn her entire personality to please her degenerate Coomer echo chamber? I mean, what's wrong with that, right? Well, not only is she a good example of this because she's posted some extremely weird and creepy shit.
Probably not a good sign that he thinks stuff like this is sexual. Suffice to say, River's Twitter video is full of vitriol towards people that did literally nothing to him. If you'd like to see everything about that, I covered the situation, and the link is in the description. River slanders and harasses others because of some chip on his shoulder, and because he thinks it's funny. He doxes and makes death threats disguised as jokes because he genuinely thinks it isn't bad. He says he thinks certain things are worth criticism, then he does those things. Then he lies about doing them. If you've seen his recent post and decided to give RiverCiver a chance because he's getting away from the drama, you deserve to know that he lied to you. He went back on what he said almost immediately to harass people with nothing to do with him. He doxed Scott Jund, is still openly friends with the person that doxed Spook and Jukes, and is perfectly fine with his Discord rating other people and gooning over abolish e-girls despite his hatred of porn addicts. Honestly, as much as I dislike her for defending Alby and Quaddi's bug abuse, that's just creepy gross. I wish I could say he at least had good intentions when he first entered the DVD scene, but his very first video was just making fun of streamers who did nothing to him. He has been this way from the very start, and has only gotten worse over time. If you want to watch someone that's willing to dox and harass others, then lie about it, more power to you. However, River has a history of hiding the truth about his heinous actions, and I believe there's at least some of his audience that believe his lies. Instead of supporting him under false pretenses, you deserve to know the truth about him. My hope is that I've given you enough information to make an informed decision when it comes to whether or not you want to support River. Personally, I would advise against taking him at face value for anything he says going forward, because chances are he's just going to repeat the cycle of doing something awful and then lying about it in perpetual escalation. I wouldn't mind being proven wrong about this, but I'm starting to think he actually can't help himself. Now, I'd like to end this on a positive note. I know I've already said it, but please go follow the streamers River went after. Links are in the description, so go show him some love, Saiyan Clan. That's what I'm calling you guys, by the way. I like how it rolls off the tongue. Carry out your mission, and I'll see you next time.